Our daily Bible reading today comes from Psalm chapter 116 through chapter 118. And our daily devotional today here at Carrollton Christian Fellowship comes from the very beginning of Psalm chapter 116. And what we see in this and with Psalm chapter 116, this is a psalm that would have been connected with the Passover celebrations. So these psalms are Psalms 113 through 118. And Psalms 115 through 118, so including Psalm 116 here, these were sang after the Passover meal. So after that final meal, after that Passover meal, this is one of the Psalms that would have been sung. And so just moments before Jesus' betrayal and just moments before Jesus is arrested, and that evening before all that transpired there, what we see is that this would have been a song that Jesus would have sang with his disciples there at the table. So this is one of those songs. And what this psalm is that this is a psalm of prophetic triumph over evil, over the enemy. And in verses 1 through 2, this triumph is in light of whatever current and coming perplexities that the disciples knew was happening, knew was coming, that was sensing all these different things. Whatever it was, all this, that this psalm was read and this psalm was sung with them in light of what was coming in the very, very near future. And also in the difficult time of which they were living in, the difficult time and season that was happening even in the city. So all of this happened about this time. And so this prophetic triumph that Jesus is singing about, and that Jesus is pointing the time that he is about to be going to the cross there. And so in verses 1 through 2, we see that the Lord has heard our voice and that our prayer has reached his ear. He has inclined his ear to our prayer. And so what do we do? How do we then respond? Because the Lord has heard our cry, because our prayer and our crying out has reached the ear of the Lord, because he has inclined his ear to us, how should we respond? We should respond by calling out to him. So no matter where you are today, no matter what perplexities, no matter what difficulties, no matter what confusion may be around the situation and the decisions that you have to make with what's going on in your life, what's maybe going on in your business, may be going on in your family, the different times that we see with interest rates where they are, the different food issues with prices and inflation and gas, all these things, all these issues that we see. What has the Lord said that he has done? The Lord has said that he has heard your cry. He has heard all of our cry with any kind of problem, any kind of thing that we are going through. He has heard our cry. And he has leaned his ear down to us and waiting for us to cry out to him. So what do? We cry out to him. Is that something that you've been doing over the past few years? Is that something that even though the economy has looked like it has just been so amazing, so great, that the housing market will never have problems, that in light of now, we're looking like it's 2008 all over again, or worse than 2008, whatever it may be, have you been seeking and searching the Lord and calling out to the Lord? Because his ear has been close to you. His ear has been near to you. And he has sought to give you his knowledge and his understanding on how to go forward. Well, guess what? The Lord has not removed his ear. He hasn't. So our response is just to call out to him, just to call out to the Lord, because his ear is right there for us. So call out to him. And then verses 3 through 4, we see that for the one in pain of death. So the one in pain of death, the one that is in the deepest pain of death, that feels like the end is near, that depression has set in, that whatever choices, whatever direction, whatever things we may be even going into and going forward in, whatever mental health crisis problems may be. I know with today's Devo, I'm doing a lot more of an application to our life today, because this is something that is happening that is very near and real to us. It's something that we're all feeling. We're all feeling the bite of what's going on in the world, the bite of the economy, the bite of choices that we've made over the past several years. So all of these things, whatever you may be feeling, however close to death you may be feeling, you know what? The answer is just turning to the Lord. The Lord has his ear to him. So no matter where you may be, no matter what choices you may have, no matter if you be honest, the bottle that you may have right next to your hand and that you may be reaching for, that you may be reaching to drown your sorrows, or maybe the substances that you just want to numb your life with, that you just want to numb your senses to, that you just want to escape to another plane, that you just want to see other things, whatever it may be, or Lord forbid, but that gun that is sitting right there, that's just staring at you to end your life and to end the problems and to end the distress that you may be going through, or the knife, whatever it may be. The answer is just turn to the Lord. Call out to the Lord. Cry out to the Lord. Because guess what? The Lord's ear is there. No matter what choices you have made over the past many years, or maybe months, or maybe days, no matter what bad decisions or choices that may have left you in a place to where you feel the grips and the pains of death just coming upon you, no matter what it is, the Lord is right there. The Lord's ear is right at you. And so just turn to him, just speak to him, talk with him. He's there and he's ready to take you. He's there and he's ready. His mercies are sure. His mercies are abundant. And so we see that the psalmist is saying to call out to the Lord, for the Lord to set us on a rock, to set us on a rock, to set us on the rock of his firm foundation. And guess what? That rock of firm foundation, so that you may not end up where you are again, so that different temptations and different things may not come in and consume your life. Your life going forward may look different from where they are now. The rock and the position and the direction in your life, the Lord may have to tell you it needs to look different so that you do not end up at the same place again. I sure do wish that the bankers would have listened to that same thing back in 2008. I sure do wish that these choices and decisions would have been made different. But guess what? The Lord is merciful with us. The Lord understands what we are going through. The Lord, just as we talked yesterday, and the past 4 days actually, the Lord is sympathetic to where we find ourselves because of our decisions. And so again, the only thing we do is we turn to him and call out to him, and he sets us on a rock. And that rock is Jesus Christ. He sets us on a firm foundation of a relationship with Jesus Christ. And then we grow through that. And then he tells us and he grows us in the knowledge and understanding of him, the knowledge and understanding of his word. And then he directs our paths in the direction that he has and he desires for us, so that we will grow in an abundant spirit-filled life. And so in verses 5 through 7, we see that through his mercy that he preserves us. It's through God's mercy he preserves us in whatever situation and state that we may find ourselves in. So even though you may be reaching out and seeing death right before you, that destruction is all around you, whatever step it may be on, whatever final choice you may think that you're on, well, guess what? The Lord's mercy will sustain you. It will uphold you, and it will set you on the rock, the firm foundation of Jesus Christ, in a relationship with him, so that he will direct you and guide you and lead you into the choices that will bring you into an abundant spirit-filled life of his blessing and his bestowing of his gifts upon you and in your life. So I hope this can be an encouragement to you to call out to the Lord. His ear is right next to you. Just turn to him. Turn to him. So take care, have a blessed one, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.